This is the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
So why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast?
Am I right, bada bing?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh! I laughed way too hard again. That's the worst thing ever.
And welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
We are here.
We are here. We are back, and we are here with our guest stars, Lauren.
Hey.
Also likes to be known as Ranch. And Jarrett. Got Jarrett here.
German sausage.
German sausage. Jarrett the German sausage.
Weber.
Jelly
beans.
I don't like
Jelly
that.
beans. Jarrett,
I'll
jelly
be honest,
beans.
I don't like
Jer
it.
Bear.
Jer Bear. Banana, right?
Gummy Jer Bears.
Yeah.
Banana for a while.
This is pizza, hummus, ranch, and bananas.
And bananas.
Literally the worst meal you could probably have, but all individually great.
We out here getting stomach aches.
And today we're going to talk about conspiracy theories. And we're going to go from there.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Boom.
So I wish I would have did research. I never do research for this.
Ever. We could just pull up top
Yeah.
10 conspiracy
I'll look it
theories.
up.
That'd be
All
easy.
right, you look up top 10 conspiracy theories. I'm gonna tell you. I think if you guys have some on your bat, I know my least favorite one. Flat Earth's pretty funny, but I think my least favorite one is the conspiracy theory that dinosaurs don't exist. So the whole premise is that since I'm gonna summarize as much as I can, since people were becoming paleontologists and studying dinosaurs and collecting fossils in the 1800s. They were like, well, since we started in the 1800s, that means that they made up dinosaurs because they wanted people to be interested in like science or something like that. Like it's essentially like, oh, like they didn't exist. We just made skeletons. And then there was this thing called the Bone Wars, which actually was true, where these people were competing and they were trying to find different dinosaurs. But they were like, oh yeah, they just invented their own dinosaurs. What? And then there's the other part of it too, was that like a lot of dinosaur bones, like when you go to a museum and stuff, they're not all real. There's only a very few that are like 99% like authentic.
Yeah.
But it's because it's a fossil. It's over 1 million years old, super brittle.
Yeah.
And they can't. So they have to match it perfectly, and all this crazy stuff. So. And it's just the ridiculous part about it is you can use that argument for literally anything.
Yeah.
Like you can be like, oh yeah, phones don't exist because were people calling each other in 1700s? I think not.
It's ridiculous. Like a lot of those always start from the end and then work backwards, which is an obvious flaw in science in general.
like gravity didn't just exist when we discovered it.
Right.
It was always there.
That's the thing, like with the flat Earth theory, is they'll say is you have to change so much, just like with the dinosaurs. You have to change so much of history, hypothetically, to make it true. For the flat Earth, okay, so everything in physics, people are just getting degrees in physics, but your PhDs, the hardest thing I can even think of, that's all just, we made it up. We made up math because all physics supports a round Earth. Every single theory and all that, since Albert Einstein, in on it, just inventing stuff, making up new theories.
That's the other thing too, is you would have to have so many people that are in on the theories.
Yeah.
You'd have to have both the dinosaur and the flat Earth. So for the dinosaur one, you have to have hundreds of thousands of archaeologists in on this.
Yeah.
Nobody spilled the beans.
Nobody
was like, hey, yeah, I just my garage, we started up like Amazon.
Right.
It was a startup. We were just making dinosaur bones, and it was the 80s. We were doing coke, and we got everybody hooked.
Yeah.
And then like if you're a flat earther, like you think Einstein wouldn't have been the one guy who was like, I'm just gonna break the bad news. Sorry,
Yeah.
kids, we can't afford Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Like
Well, not to mention too, we act as if what was I gonna say? With in terms of like the dinosaur bones and all that crazy stuff. When you're thinking of 1800s, all I can think of from my simple mind was everyone's thoughts were, don't die until you're at least 30.
yeah.
Just don't die.
So they weren't like, oh, look at this bone on the ground. They might go, oh, this bone looks cool. And they probably thought, oh, maybe it's an alligator. Maybe it's a bird, whatever. But they were like, okay, guys, I'm going to dedicate all my time to digging into the dry soil and hope I can find bones. Like you were looking for food,
Yeah.
shelter, and hoping that disease or an invading country wouldn't kill you.
And
Yeah.
And unless you were wealthy, I mean, even go back to, Louis the 16th or anything like that, and look at how many things just since that time period, World War I, World War II, how many things that humans have destroyed. I mean, we went to Vietnam, we started destroying the rain or their forest and all that stuff. Couldn't we have destroyed half of the stuff that was on the ground? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard the theory that there was a plant out there that could have solved cancer, but we got rid of it like hundreds of years ago because
That sounds pretty conspiracy theory-ish,
Yeah.
but we'll play
But-
along with it.
But I'm saying that they're like just the amount of destructions that humans cause. We could have easily destroyed human bones. And then the other thing too is like, yeah, if you're focused on survival, if you live in Germany during World War II, you're leaving or you're getting shipped somewhere else, and it's like you don't have time to look at this cool thing and dig around in the sand and all that stuff. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Because they were also saying that, like, how come we're finding bones in America, but the Native Americans never found them? And it's like the Native Americans were trying to live at that point. They weren't digging around searching for stuff. The only bones they used were from animals that they had. Plus, we forget how hard it is to actually have fossilized bones. Like if you died on the surface of the earth, you didn't become a fossil. Your stuff got eaten up and then you dissolved and went away.
Yeah,
Like
and then
the
there needs-
perfect stuff has to happen, and that's deep
Yeah.
into the crust.
There needs to be
to last.
layers of
Yeah.
stuff that cover. So like, like right now, if we see like a dead squirrel on the side of the road, like it's not going to get fossilized if it stays there.
That's how carbon dating works. That's how I know
Yeah.
how old trees are or how
Yeah.
old fossils are, rocks.
And the other thing
Yeah.
too about the Native Americans is they weren't the kind of people to go and search for that, because most tribes were back to trying to keep the earth and the soil and everything so that it could grow and regrow into new things. So if anything, they would try and make it how it was or better. And that's like one of the things with the national parks is before we, like Yosemite, before we said Yosemite's a national park, the Native Americans were there grazing the land, making it, into this thing. It would look totally different if people were in Yosemite right now.
Yeah.
Like it would be, you'd have either cities or whatever. It would be totally different.
Is Yosemite, is that the one that has that volcano that if it explodes,
That's Yellowstone.
No.
Yellowstone, they have
yeah,
that one, like if it
giant,
blows up,
yeah.
like even
We're done
wherever you
within
are.
like 2 hours.
Yeah.
The Earth will be ashy darkness.
I remember learning that in geology, and then everyone freaked out. She's like, but we don't know when it's going to happen. And I'm
And
like,
everyone
it's
forgot
been-
about it immediately. I was just like, I'm still thinking about it. Can we
Yeah.
talk about this?
Apparently, it's been ready to go for like 60 years.
It's all
Like
hacked.
it's past. Like it's time
Yeah.
to go.
Scary.
well, if you were like 1,000 years, they'd be like, okay, maybe we made some mistakes. But it's like 6 years, like, now the clock's really ticking. For some
Right.
reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found an article. Let's see. Top 11 conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
What's the website?
the Sun.
Yes.
It's from the UK.
Yes.
So
So the sun is going to give us conspiracy
it's like
theories.
the best mashup of conspiracy theories that I could find. So the first one on this list is JFK assassination.
Let's just
Okay.
skip that one.
Yeah.
Skip that one.
Richie doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So the next one is
It's going to be hard to keep that lighthearted.
Yeah. I
the
mean,
next one is September 11th.
That's nice and joyful.
Let's go to the
pass.
next one. Okay, the moon landing.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fun. Okay.
Moon landing.
People
what do you
are
guys think?
sure
The moon
it was
landings
faked.
were faked.
100 people are so sure. Like flat earthers, like the guy I was talking to, he was like, yeah, it might be flat earth, which to me is the same thing as being 100%. He's like, it's a joke if you think it's real. And I go, dang.
Okay, so for the flat Earth, I remember.
Flat earth?
I'm sorry, not flat Earth.
Moon landing.
The moon landing. For
Yeah.
the moon landing, my dad said, he's like, this was his big thing. He's like, well, here's the thing, Vince. They filmed it up from space and televised it, and you saw no stars. There is no stars, and they're in outer space. And I go, okay, Dad, take out your most recent iPhone and film nighttime. Are you going to see any stars?
No stars.
No.
That was a lot of
Because
the
it's too
theories.
dark. It doesn't work that way. Now imagine being in space with a 60 television with camera going into a 60s television.
Yeah.
You're lucky we even saw anything.
Everything is stars because it's the worst picture ever.
Yes.
It looks like, I mean, everything is for the fake moon landing, like certain things they'll point out, they're talking about it as if they've been to the moon and like, yeah, when I went, didn't look anything like that. Like anyone who have ever seen like
Florida.
Right. I went to the moon and because of this and that, and why wouldn't that be? I don't know why, but it's not.
So
Strings.
I've never been to the moon.
Same.
But I also believe we made it to the moon. However, I'm playing devil's advocate on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've dabbled in my moon landing theories.
Okay, thank God
So-
someone has.
So, here's one thing that I've always been like, ooh, that evidence kind of gets me. If you look at when they were like practicing for the moon landing, it looks just like a Hollywood set.
Yeah.
Like it's like nowadays, we have documentaries of like the inside of NASA and all that stuff. It doesn't look like how it looked in the 60s. Now things can evolve, but I'm just saying, why is that they're in front of a green screen? Why are we doing the in front of a green screen? Wouldn't you be in some type of hyperbolic time chamber or moon gravity device or something? Or in like, I don't know, a place with computers? Why do we got like
Is that what the video is?
why
Of
do-
them like in just an
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I haven't seen. I've
so
actually
there's
never-
pictures of them like planting the flag and stuff in front of like a green screen. And like
I've
there's
seen that,
there's
yeah.
like
I'll pull it up.
people that look like grips and stuff in the background. And they've got like cameras and stuff.
like the mic.
And it's like, why did the practice
Yeah.
quotes for those listening? Why did the practice look like a Hollywood set?
Yeah.
How do you know that was an actual photo of the
Right.
practice? How do you know it's
That's
someone
what they're
didn't-
saying it is. I don't know if it actually was. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for the devil's advocate side of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So you're
Why?
saying like the classic picture of the man on the moon?
No, I'm saying
There's I've
there's
seen it.
pictures
yeah.
of when they were supposedly practicing to go
Right
to the
here.
moon.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does it look like a Hollywood set?
Oh, that's so cool. Hold on.
See?
Here's my thing.
Moon
But why did they
landing
have to
hoax.
practice? Right.
Why would this picture even exist?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
here's my thing too is, and I think I guess I'll be bringing up Neil deGrasse Tyson too. Yeah. But like I said, how do we know that part is real? How do we know that someone didn't like take a picture? Like how do we know that that's the actual NASA practicing on the moon with a camera?
That always
don't.
that always becomes my thing with like, with like conspiracy theories. It always becomes like, okay, but yeah, why do I believe that one? Because a lot of them ends up revolving around distrust of the government. But then I go, well, why would I trust this? Like if we're not
Yeah.
Yeah.
trusting the dudes in charge, and that's not like good enough, why are we trusting this?
Well, here's
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing though about the government, specifically with the moon landing. They had a lot more to gain by saying we went there
Yeah.
rather than not saying we went there.
That always makes me question it of the well, we do it and then we made Russia waste their time and resources. It was something like that.
Well, wasn't
Yeah.
it like China shot a monkey into space or something?
Yeah.
Or was that Russia?
I think it
don't
was
know.
Russia.
I think it was
could be
Russia.
wrong.
This
Someone
says-
shot
yeah.
something into space,
But-
and then we all of a sudden are like, it's our turn.
Yeah, it said the space race, quote unquote.
There was
against
one-
Russia.
Yeah, there was one thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson though, where he talked about why people, like why we don't go to the moon anymore. And he's like, the reason why we don't go to the moon anymore is because we don't have really a reason to. Like back then, it was because we were having this arms race with Russia, and we were trying to be more technologically advanced, and that's why we went up there. So, not saying that he said if the moon landing is fake or not. I don't care about that. But if you play off of that type of logic
Yeah.
of, well, why would they fake it? Well, maybe they had a difficult time. Maybe they couldn't get up there. So they were like, well, if we fake it and then that'll make Russia look bad, we can show the evidence. Like that'd be the only thing I can understand why
Yeah.
you would fake it, is because then you don't have to necessarily do the work. Be like, oh yeah, we already won. And then Russia doesn't have to go there. Because they were also, this is another thing Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about. The reason too why they were racing up to the moon was because they didn't want Russia to claim it. That's why he puts the big flag on it. They didn't want Russia to own territory on the moon.
So I'm glad that you mentioned the flag. So
Oh, is this where you do the flapping?
the flapping. There's no wind in space.
The what? Oh,
Flapping.
Yeah, you would think with the gravity, you would just like it would try to go up.
yeah, wouldn't it just fly away?
There's
It
no-
wouldn't. It wouldn't go like vertical.
Yeah. There's no wind in space.
But wouldn't there be? Okay, so I
ain't got no
agree.
pancake
There's no
mix.
wind in space. So if you put it there, what would it do if it was in space? What would a flag do if it was
I imagine
in space?
it would be like the flag would be kind of aiming like up because it's trying to float away, right?
But wouldn't the mass of the moon be enough to keep the?
I think
You
they
wonder.
anchor. I think they did anchor it so it wouldn't like fly away.
Yeah. And how do we know what type of material that was made out of too? Like, was it like a cloth flag? Maybe it
Was
had
it a
something-
regular flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I never heard anything that says about that. So, Lauren,
But-
what do you think?
I'm trying to pull up the video. I think this is.
For the record, I do believe we made
Yeah.
it to the moon.
It really doesn't change my day.
No. We're playing around with this, whether you think it or not.
And
but-
then it goes back to the person I was talking to is sure it's fake. He said again, same thing with the flat Earth. What do we gain out of? Obviously, there's a thing. What about now? Well, the uproar and blah blah blah. Every baby boomer's favorite memory is the moon landing. Everyone watched it, and you're ruining their favorite childhood memory. And it's the same thing though. It's like, well, the uproar. Be like, yeah, all right, I guess.
I don't.
To me,
yeah.
it doesn't really change my day if we didn't go. Be like, yeah, because then why
Well,
would we have to
there
go?
would be a big uproar because it was taxpayer funded. So where did that
okay, so
money
now
go
I'm
to?
invested.
So yeah, so where did that money go?
Yeah.
Did they use this money to stage
Listen,
an elaborate
Hollywood's
production? Yeah,
I
Did
mean,
they,
we're on the
like-
moon now, right?
Well, was it like SpaceX? Elon Musk, he claimed
Yeah.
he sent one in there, and everyone believes that. Everyone believes Elon.
He sent
made
a
it.
car to outer space.
Everybody believes that.
Yeah.
So, is Elon in? Is he
Is he
lying?
an
What do you
alien?
guys think about the Elon Musk like thinks people should go live in Mars?
I'm not a fan of Elon Musk,
Yeah.
and that'll be my hot take when I'm a successful author. And I'll tell you why I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. Because all of his companies are built on us paying our taxes. And this just went down a deep, deep wound for me. Because I think that when it looks like for us, when we're in Michigan, we're in the automotive alley, you look at the big three, they true hard American work. The government didn't go up to Henry Ford that was like, hey, here's all this money, build a Model T. No, he was in his garage, car parts falling on him, getting oil everywhere.
Isn't Elon Musk loaded?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Why? And then Tesla burns money. Like I heard something like $8,000 like in a minute or an hour or something like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, how are you successful? And it's like, well, because they're getting a lot of government incentives that came from the last administration. And it's like, I don't know. And then it's attached to a series of failed projects. And I think all the hype is wrong too. And then they're trying to sell the one car as a $35,000 car. Well, that's a baseline. That car is a $60,000 sedan. So I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
You know what? I'm going to take the direct opposite approach. I can't think of anything I care about that taxes go for except Elon Musk inventions. Okay, here I'm serious. That's an exaggeration, but at the same time, part of my brain, obviously I'm exaggerating saying all tax money. I mean, obviously I care, but
I mean, he doesn't get all of it. He doesn't get all of it.
Richie's a
To be
student
fair.
still, so it's okay.
Yeah, I know.
what I mean is that you get okay. So I believe we're wasting our energy in taking out Elon Musk and Tesla and everything like that, and anyone doing innovative stuff and wasting a lot of money. I think we're wasting our time electronically. I think we invented the phone. And then everything's going towards that. Everything is making a phone better. We're done. Knock it off with the phone. It's not adding. I don't want any resources going towards phones. I'm sick of it. Get me to space. Get me further into space. Make a train that goes 1 billion miles an hour. Take all my money. Why else are we here? Give me a gym membership and a dude inventing crazy stuff in a lab. That's what I want.
So I'm not opposed to the Hyperloop because I hate traffic. I'll give him that.
You can't
However-
cherry pick your loops.
I'm gonna cherry pick my loops all day long.
Some people like
So-
Fruit Loops. Some people like Hyperloops.
So I think the
Loop-de-loops.
Hyperloop's okay. However, that's also a government-funded project, and that relates to infrastructure, which I do think our tax dollars should go to infrastructure.
Oh, obviously.
Because I don't want cement to fall on my head on 696, which
Looney
is actually
Tune.
freaking
I don't
happened.
want an anvil to fall on
So
me.
my problem, though, with Elon Musk wanting to go to space is we shot a Tesla into space. What was productive about that?
It's hilarious.
No, it's not. It's not hilarious. You sent you $60,000 into space. Send a cancer patient up there. See if it does anything for him. I don't know.
Cancer is
Do
much more expensive than
something.
$60,000.
Do something. I don't know. Give me a space rock. Give everyone a space rock for all the money we had to give you to your fucking company.
Here's your one space rock.
So I don't know.
Now you're speaking my linguini.
This year's tax refunds. You're not getting a check. You're getting space rocks.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Give me a
Invest
space
them.
rock.
Invest in the
And,
space rock.
okay, so here's the other thing though that I don't like about this push towards renewable and electronic energy. So I do believe that we need a healthy mix of electricity, right? Electricity.
I got
And-
a kite and a dream. Electricity.
So electricity and other types of, fuel and stuff like that. However, people don't realize how dirty electricity is. To get rid of that stuff, we're basically sending people in there in hazmat suits that are going to get cancer 6 years later to take this electronic dump that they're putting in the water that Nestle's getting the rights to.
Oh, no.
This is my conspiracy
Nestle.
theory now. But and then selling back to us for $3 a pop.
It's an Alex Jones episode.
All right, we're here.
I think the best conspiracy would be that Alex Jones is actually an alien, and he's purposely showing all these conspiracies because he knows that majority of the people won't believe
Could
him.
you imagine if he was right?
Oh my God. The whole time,
man.
Obama is a vampire.
I would be so.
The frogs are gay.
I would be so embarrassed. I'd be like, I talk so much crap about Alex Jones.
Just try it. Here's the thing, like, because they say, okay, you got to watch Alex Jones. It's hilarious. All right. I don't even know what he says because as he starts talking, I just start laughing. He sounds like how I would imagine like a football coach, He's a football coach. These greatest aliens are getting over there and they're going to tackle him on the 49ers. And you're like, what the hell?
He's not
That was a
there.
surprisingly good
That was
impression.
good. He's not there to make plays as a football coach. He's there to be loud and to get you hyped up. And Alex Jones does.
Well,
that.
he's not necessarily the coach. He's the dad rooting for
He's
his
the
kid.
dad of a middle school football team.
Yeah.
Nothing he says matters. He just got to get his son in the game.
So, Lauren, what is the next conspiracy? We've gone so deep.
All right. Next one is Roswell.
That ends well.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one is.
We can watch the clip here.
It's Roswell, New Mexico is Area 51.
It's an alien.
Oh, okay. Why don't they just call it Area 51?
Well, didn't we cover
We kind of
aliens
did.
last one?
This is let's see. What do they say here? Okay, in 1947, a flying saucer reportedly hurtled into the Roswell site in New Mexico. It's the most famous alien legend of okay, blah, blah, blah. Shortly after, military sensationally announced in the press. Okay, so it's about a flying saucer crashing into the desert.
What did the press announce?
Did that one make a huge crater?
Okay, shortly after. Okay, the following day it retracted the statement, saying it in fact was a damaged U.S. Air Force air balloon.
All right.
So this.
So they said it was an alien, and then they said nah.
I have no reason not to believe it or disbelieve it, but my thing I hate the most is how when people use we retracted our statement
Yeah.
as like a reason as you see first one's always right.
Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah, people can make mistakes.
That sounds fine to
They
me.
can make weird assumptions.
yeah.
So the other
So
thing
this is
too
the-
about UFOs crashing is in December.
It's always in bad footage. It's never
Yeah.
in
Can
I see
good
that?
footage.
They're saying they drag an alien away or something. This is the clip.
It's so hard to see.
Hang on, let me.
Is this Cloverfield?
I know.
Like,
Where's John Goodman?
Man,
There we go.
I really people didn't like it. I love that version.
I didn't like it.
21 Cloverfield
people
Lane.
didn't like it.
I did not like it.
I like the one where
Did you
T.J. Miller.
Did you see the Netflix one?
No. Wait, what's the Netflix one?
Oh,
Cloverfield Paradox.
yeah,
Yeah.
Paradox.
Paradox?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
went
came out
straight to
after the Super Bowl.
Netflix. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. It's called Paradox.
J.J.
Cloverfield
Abrams
Paradox.
was all about it.
All about this. Right
I watched it and I almost sent a text to you guys like, "Oh, you guys gotta watch this. It's really good." Because there was just a bunch of random stuff that was going on, and I was like,
Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, they're gonna tie this all up in a nice bow. There's all these open ends. No.
It wasn't as good as I thought.
No.
You know what's weird is I think one of the things I liked about the 21 Cloverfield is that it just did whatever it's want, just like what you said. But I was just like, we're ending it this way. With just like I thought the movie was over, and I was just like, they just do what they want. It's an Adam Sandler movie with aliens. I love it.
He wants to travel to Belize. He makes a movie in Belize.
He's just terrified of John Goodman forever, just thinking he's gonna lock you in a.
Seriously,
The fourth Cloverfield movie, they bring John Goodman back, and it's called
Roseanne.
no. It's John Goodman, Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock, Rob
no.
Schneider. It's called Cloverfield Grown Ups. And the world's just apocalyptic, and they're out there like, hey, you like that chick? Look at that alien
They're
chick.
at a pool party.
Yeah.
The aliens, when they pee, it's green.
Yeah.
He pee in the pool.
Hey, look at that dinosaur man. That was no one from the movie.
Man. Okay, what's the next
Okay.
one?
What's the next one?
So we were just not going to cover Roswell. I mean,
We kind of did.
Yeah, we kinda
This
did.
is saying that the government said it was, reported a flying saucer, and then they pretty much retracted and said, "Oh nope, it's not."
Okay. So then when they reported, it's an alien saucer, they would have known, okay, everyone's freaking out. Everyone's going insane. There's no way. And then say, okay, never mind. They wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying?
what do you mean?
If it wasn't an alien,
Like that was the whole thing. What if there's aliens? Well, the government doesn't tell you because then people freak out.
Right.
Well, they did
They told us.
because they thought it was an alien.
But then they retracted it.
They retracted it later, but it's not like, okay, like they did test the waters a little bit. No one was killing each other.
Yeah,
or
but I'm
going
sure
nuts.
when they test the water, people,
there could also be their thing of like,
they
let's
also
calm everyone down.
they also could have found something as well and been like,
we got to cover this up.
humans can't have this technology.
is that where Area 51 is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roswell, New Mexico.
Is that when it started? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Area 51, you can coincide with Roswell.
Like, is that okay? So that after this, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So then there obviously was something there. Then
I mean,
it couldn't just be. Why would they build, an area?
I'm saying.
yeah, you wonder. Okay, so then the thing maybe changes to not necessarily whether that happened or not, the UFO landing, but what is Area 51 used for?
Right.
Tony
'Cause it-
Hawk's Pro Skater.
Because it could be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater,
Yeah.
a really
Or-
dope skate park,
Pro Skater 3. Darth Maul.
blue car.
Darth Maul.
It's either or that, or it's like just like a printing company in
Yeah.
Dunder Mifflin.
See, that's my thing. That's my thing, though, is if they build Area 51, why would they build this whole thing? Because if they're building this whole thing and they're not using it for something, then they're just Elon Musk. They're wasting our tax dollars. And
So they either are using it for something, and we want to say aliens, or they're like, I don't know why he keeps saying this. We're just testing bombs. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. We're just spying on our enemies.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You want to be in the desert.
Yeah. This is Gary.
Can I have some privacy?
He types up our meeting minutes.
Also, let's bring up meeting minutes. He does the icebreakers and he types up the summaries.
Yeah, he's
Also-
onboarding HR.
Let's bring up.
Gary's secretly an alien.
Does it is it okay? Let's say this: is it okay that the government has secrets?
No.
Yeah.
Right, because I agree. I say, why do I need? What am I gonna do with that? Don't stress me out. Just handle it. Handle it.
Are
Why
they
does
handling
everyone
it?
want to know?
The secrets are why we can even have this episode right now.
True.
Okay, so Lauren, what's the next conspiracy theory?
Okay.
Our camera went down, so.
The Illuminati.
Oh,
yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, this follows into what we're literally just talking about, the government having secrets. There's 100%. They might not be called the Illuminati because that'd just be bad branding at this point.
Yeah.
But there's 100% probably a Bruce Willis Red style character that's just going from nation to nation, throwing coups in governments, taking out Gaddafi, pooping on Egypt's pyramids.
Because then, here's the thing. Okay, why wouldn't there be? Because I don't think it's called the Illuminati. My belief. I don't think they wear robes. I don't think they're making
Yeah.
people fight to the death and making bets. I just think that they're just the high ups with billions of unimaginable amounts of money and power that no one knows about. Maybe I don't believe that. I don't know what I believe. I just think there's people. If there's people up top, they're gonna have secrets. I don't know what's going on.
But do you think they would let us know?
No, that's why it's a secret.
I would say that
Like,
there's always probably been some type of network that the higher people have had. So, like, for example, if you're a billionaire, did we just record this right before that camera died? Nice. Anyway, I bet if you go back to Egypt, right? I'm sure that they had people hiding in plain sight. Like, if someone from the audience was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use a spitball at the pharaoh," guy comes behind him,
Undercover
breaks their
boss.
neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Undercover Boss has always been a show.
Boss baby. And so,
Who's the boss?
Boss Baby the sequel.
Yeah.
which is on
Tony
Netflix.
Danza built the pyramids.
I'm just saying, if you've got to have a network of assassins or people that can disrupt the system somewhere. Like, I imagine, I don't know, it's probably not the people we see. So, for example, I don't think that, let's say Rex Tillerson or Donald Trump or the Koch brothers or people that we know their faces
Right.
are in this group.
They're the puppets.
It's the people.
They love that word.
It's
You're just a pawn.
it's the donors, the anonymous donors who, this guy had a patent on silly string. He's got billions. That guy is in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. His children are in the Illuminati.
Now,
Guaranteed.
my thing is, okay, so
So
there was
it's
a
true.
big thing few years ago. Tila Tequila.
Party City.
Tila
Oh
Tequila
my gosh.
was silenced
Yeah.
or went crazy after releasing a bunch of things about the Illuminati. Let me say this. From the Illuminati to Tila Tequila, we don't want you. You were never in.
Yeah.
Nor are you a part of this. Also, she went crazy right after she said all the stuff about Illuminati. Hey, quick maybe theory. She was crazy before she started talking about the Illuminati. And that's how we knew she was crazy. Why did Nick Cannon is talking about the No, he's not. He's Nick Cannon. He had one good movie, Drumline. Underclassmen was not a good movie.
I think they bring in people like Tila blah blah blah. I can't even talk. Tila Tequila and Nick Cannon. So there's like levels, right? So there's these people that distract.
There's the
I like this.
gigolo level.
I
There's
like this.
distractions. Then the actual Illuminati, which isn't called the Illuminati, is doing shit, the real shit,
Right.
behind the scenes.
Okay.
And
Exactly.
That's it.
Flashback.
Because it has to be. Because you're focusing on Tila Tequila. What's she wearing? Nick Cannon, what's he up to?
Is the dress blue or gray?
I love this. The idea of we have to discredit the Illuminati with the dumb people. Flashback to the earlier episode. Dennis Rodman might not be an alien, but he could be in the Illuminati.
Because
I mean, can you marry yourself if you're not in the Illuminati? I don't think so.
Here's my thing too is like I feel like we want the Illuminati to exist. Even if no, it doesn't exist. We want someone
I think
that
we do.
secretly has trillions of dollars and is controlling stuff. So they'd be like, that's why I only make 15 an hour.
No,
Like,
yeah, no.
We need that reason.
It's literally like
we need to blame someone.
we want to know there's control because there isn't.
Yeah.
We want to know that all of the countries are actually talking to each other. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We don't want to be. I just got someone from across the room in a black outfit saying that I can't talk anymore about this topic.
Did he look like Gru in like that jumpsuit?
The one thing I will say though is when you said they were wearing robes, I'd never believed they were wearing robes. I always believed it was like the finest silk.
They're just all wearing snuggies. Backwards robes. It's not robes, it's a snuggie.
High-end
Loophole.
snuggie.
So is there any more?
Well, this thing says that on the extreme end of the spectrum, some conspiracy theorists believe that the group are a reptilian alien species who
Reptilian
are
overlords.
attempting
Oh yeah, the
to
Clintons.
control humanity. No, this is
The what?
This is still about the Illuminati.
The Clintons.
The Clintons.
Is that what what's his face always says?
Yeah, it was. They're reptilian,
Yeah,
and then Obama's a vampire.
Yeah.
and the frogs are gay.
That's a real thing.
That's Alex Jones.
Why would they all know each
Yeah.
other? Why would that
Yeah,
group of gang?
Why? Yeah, why are vampires
That sounds like a
and
sitcom.
reptilian aliens
That
the
sounds like
alliance?
Yeah, like a
awful-
sitcom, like
got
a weird
one-
Full
They got a
House,
pilot
like-
episode and nothing else.
Nothing happened.
Uncle Jesse just comes down the stairs playing guitar and breathing fire with his snake head. Michelle, I can't believe you spilled that all over the carpet.
So this next one says this Planet X,
Ooh.
end of the world. I never heard of this one.
Hmm.
And the end of the world.
Oh, read it.
It's also called. Is that how you say it? Nimbaru. Is that how you would say that?
Nimbaru.
I believe, I
something
believe
like
the
that.
correct term is Naruto.
NIBIRU.
It's another name for Planet X. which with the Nimbaru cataclysm referring to the supposed apocalypse as a result of the mysterious planet. This is like a weird...
What?
Some think it will crash into the Earth, shattering our planet into a cloud of space dust.
So is there a planet that's on its way to collide with Earth? Is that what it's saying?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
I have no reason not to.
They're trying to relate it to the Bible too, but I'm not seeing the.
They claim that the menacing planet is a huge and well on its way towards our solar system. This planet X.
So it's the rocks from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moon.
It's
is crashing into the Earth.
an impending universal talent competition. Show me what you got.
I want you to read the next one.
The next one?
This
Okay, we're
one's-
going to skip
this
that
one
one.
seems
I don't want to
hilarious.
forget. I want to talk about people who think the Matrix is true. Keep going. Don't let me forget.
She's never seen it.
I've never
It's
seen
okay.
it.
You'll
Ooh,
get it.
spoiler
I know
alert.
that there's something with pills. People
Oh,
reference
you
that
don't
at my
know.
work all the time.
We gotta watch that tonight.
That's such
Yeah.
a small part of it.
Yeah, that's
But
not
don't let me
even-
forget.
deep.
Don't let me forget. All right.
Okay, so the next one is Paul McCartney was killed
After
and
this.
replaced with a lookalike.
Oh, I've heard this one.
Yeah.
And there's an Avril Lavigne one too.
Again, Avril Lavigne. Skater Boy wasn't that good. Complicated was that good though. Why
in
did you have to
7th
go
grade
and
as
make
a girl,
things so
it was that good.
complicated?
That's probably what that song's about.
All right.
They had to change this. Why did you kill me?
Why'd you have to go and kill me?
Yeah.
Let's see the.
Okay, I'll read a little bit. So legend has it that while still with the Beatles, Sir Paul McCartney was in a tragic car accident in 1966 that ended his life. Instead of announcing the death, for the fear of international reaction and the end of the cash cow that was the biggest band in UK history, his record label covered it up and he was replaced with a lookalike.
Again, scared of the uproar. You know what
Yeah.
we got to do.
What we would do if he died.
There had to have been someone that they had. If that's true, they had to have someone on hand because there's no way he could have been dead longer than a few days before. Like people were like, "Oh, I think Paul McCartney's dead."
Maybe they always had.
They would have had to always
Right.
have.
They always were having auditions
like we need
up to date.
or maybe maybe he was talking too much.
Ooh, we got whacked.
He got a little
Whacked.
too comfortable.
as we
Pull a Tila tequila.
as we said earlier, though, there would have to be a ton of people involved on it. Like you'd have to
Involved.
convince his family, all this stuff. However, wouldn't it be in the record label's best interest to keep the golden boy, Paul McCartney? Why wouldn't it be? What do you mean? Why?
He is
'cause
kind of the last. He was the last one, right? He's
Why-
officially the last one alive. No.
no Ringo's still
Ringo,
alive.
Ringo.
Why?
He's
why-
definitely an
Always
alien.
forgotten.
No one plays drums that basic and becomes that famous.
Why wouldn't you want Paul McCartney alive? I mean, look how much money they've made over time. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just makes sense.
But what are the odds he'd be that good of a?
But there's also the artist idea where things are worth more money after they die.
Yeah. Cash in on
Yeah,
the.
but at that time, how much did they have? So was
Yeah,
it like
1966 they were huge, but were they a legacy like they are now?
I don't know. Was Sgt. Pepper's out by then?
so? For example,
They talk about it.
So Leonard Skinner, they died in the car or the plane crash, right?
I think so.
So they had what?
Freebird.
Couple
Hotel
albums?
California.
No, that's the
no,
Eagles.
it's the Eagles.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about then.
There was a couple albums. I think
Tuesday's gone.
it's pronounced Leonard Skinner is the first album with Freebird on it.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a couple other ones. There's the song That Smell, which I think is on a different album. But they died, right? Can you imagine if they wouldn't have died? They would have made plenty more albums, tours, reunion tours, all that stuff. They still have, I think they replaced the lead singer with like the brother or something. So they still do stuff as Leonard Skinner. But wouldn't it have been in the record label's best interest to have been like, oh, they survived the plane crash?
Right.
Yeah.
So they didn't, which means if they didn't do that for Leonard Skinner, why would they do it for the Beatles?
Because the UK's,
Did
they've always got a superiority thing on us.
people know he was in this car crash? Was that like a thing? Like, oh, he got in a car crash.
I don't know.
He's not dead. You know what I like?
Must have been to make it into the sun.
All I know is his replacement did a hell of a job on 4 or 5 seconds.
Oh my God.
This is just a crazy. Why would people think this?
Uncle
is a
Albert
thing?
is too good to be written by a lookalike.
Was this before
They call-
Sgt.
they call him
Pepper's and
Fake
Lonely
Paul.
Hearts Club?
That's what we're trying to
that's
figure
what I
out.
No,
asked.
so it's right here. So they say, let's see. The rest of the group struggled to deal with the new Paul, nicknamed Fake Paul.
Come on.
by theorists.
Pretty creative.
I don't
Hello.
believe this anymore.
Halo unrealistic Paul that was replaced.
What we lack in facts, we gain in lazy nicknames.
I was in it until they were like they called him
Fake
fake Paul.
Beep, boop, beep.
So
hello.
it says that they left subtle clues in their artwork and music to let fans know that the real Paul is actually dead.
And I'm out.
What are the clues?
Anything that says subtle clues and records, I'm all set.
They say that Abbey Road cover, which is considered a subtle hint at the funeral procession with John Lennon acting as a priest,
J.K. back in.
Ringo Starr being a pallbearer, and Paul acting as a corpse, and George Harrison acting as a gravedigger.
They all just walked. Right?
A number of points in the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band are also cited, as well as All You Need Is Love, reportedly saying at the end, yes, he is dead, and we loved you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, when did they say that? If you play it backwards?
That is the worst.
If you squint your eyes, you'll hear it.
That's the worst. Whatchamacallit?
Like Clue.
Yeah, like because like when Biggie died, P Diddy had a smash album. They were just like, yes, he's dead. Yeah, whatever. British people with death, they're kind of just like, throw another shrimp on the bobby. They're also Australian.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we're
Conspiracy
I think we
theory.
gotta look at a map.
It also says, let's see, Paul has taken the conspiracy in his stride, released his album Paul is Live. It's a dig at David Letterman in 2009 that he was only barefoot on the cover because he simply just wanted to take off sandals. Why is that even in this article? I'm so sorry that I read that. That's it. That's all I got on
Paul
that.
is Live.
That's it?
The
Paul is
live
Live.
album.
Have you ever heard anyone talk about the Matrix like it's real? Like it's
No,
there? So the Matrix, Lauren, you haven't seen it.
have not seen it.
So
I'm afraid it's gonna spoil it for her, but
What?
that's the Matrix.
I mean, there's like a whole trilogy.
It's
right?
been out like forever.
There's
so
been
if
enough
it's-
references, I hope. I don't know. It's basically like turns out the world is just a simulation and everyone is hooked up to these like little pods
It's a Truman Show.
and it's a dream. No,
Oh.
much more sci-fi than Truman
it's
Show.
much more sci-fi.
And so it's basically like the blue pill, red pill is you take one and you get to wake up and you realize what you are, that you're just, everything's just a simulation to make you not realize that we've been already taken over by aliens or something.
Dang.
And then, or you can take the other pill and you can go back to living this life, this current life that we're living.
Yeah.
And you never be the wiser of it.
Yeah, so just to be quicker, the spoiler is, so this isn't this, like if we were in the Matrix, this wouldn't be real. We think it's real. The reality is it's not the year 2018, it's the year like 3000. And aliens captured humans, enslaved them, and put them into these things to make them feel like this is normal because they're using their bodies as energy to power them up so they can continue to live.
It's
Whoa.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy good. We got to watch it. Continue, Richie.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and so I feel like I keep hearing, I'll like occasionally hear people be like, yeah, it's just a simulation. It's not like this is real anyway. I don't know. I was hoping you guys had more to it, but like there's people who think that's real simulation.
Let's go with the idea that it is real.
Yeah.
That this is a simulation right
Yeah.
now. So, well, the one question I have is, who escaped the Matrix and was like, I'm going to go back into the simulation and make a movie? I'm going to document it. It's actually
Make sure I know.
documentary.
Yeah.
So, but let's say it is real, and someone comes up, Lawrence Fishburne. He comes in, he offers you pills. What do you guys take?
Advil. I have a headache. This is a lot of information all at
Motion.
once.
I'm big motion.
Yeah, motion.
Do you stay in the simulation or
Do you stay in the simulation?
I don't usually accept pills from strangers. That's kind of my first bit. So
No, I like this. What do you do? Do you stay in the simulation?
Which
or do
you know, right? Because
Where-
that's your whole life.
Right.
Has been okay.
Or do you live in the real world? The real world. And it's obvious to me that I stay in the simulation and live the rest of my best life.
When you said the real world, I immediately in my head it was like it's 8 strangers and
Yeah.
there's drama.
And aliens control the earth.
well, here's my thing though is I feel like you couldn't really do much of a choice because if you knew that if you took the red pill you'd be in the real world and you didn't take it, you know that this is a simulation. Therefore,
No, you're none the wiser from the other one.
you'd be none the wiser.
You're
to
none the
erase.
wiser. You forget that meeting, all that stuff.
Okay,
You're just
because
back
you'd
in
have to, yeah.
simulation.
Because otherwise you'd be like, I know this is fake though. You know what I mean? That'd be
Is that your Keanu Reeves? And now
No.
this is fake.
So you would
Nicolas
never
Cage.
know what the other.
So you stay in the
Keanu
simulation.
Dracula.
I stay in the simulation.
What do you do?
I want to go out. I want to go in the real world.
All right.
guess, yeah.
Vince is in the real world. He's with Lawrence Fishburne, and we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
What do you do?
So you can never see the real world before you take the pill, right?
No.
It's like a one and done.
Do you
no
remember,
glancing.
Do you remember? Was it Plato? Who was the philosopher that did the cave?
The allegory.
The allegory in
Yeah.
the cave. It's kind of like that, where
Right.
where our reality is this cave, and we're seeing these pictures of, but this is all fake. But then, if we would get out of the cave, we could see the
Because
world
like
for what it actually
that,
is.
what you've been living is your reality.
The
Yeah.
subjective real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
simulated-
So like
the
what
simulated
makes
reality.
real different from your real?
Well, then a different philosopher, I think, therefore I am. That's all you know. All I know is that I think, and that's all I can. Might not really be happening. I've had pretty convincing dreams. End.
Well, yeah. Well, that's where we can get into. That's where you can get dangerous though, because if you go too far into that, you can go. Therefore, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. There is no truth, and then it's like, and since there's no truth, let's increase taxes. And I'm like, no, that's where the line draws.
How do we get here?
There's a right and a wrong.
I absolutely stay in the simulation.
Yeah, I think I would
Absolutely.
too.
100%. 100%.
Because you would never know.
How do you know the real world isn't just magic lollipops?
What if it's literally horrible?
Well, it is in the movie. But
I will take a crippling government and student loans over fighting aliens, because I'm not going to be able to master the
Katana.
the katana or the dodging bullets and all that stuff. I can't even get my blood pressure down. Like where how do you think I'm going to be any benefit to you in the real world? Like I've got high cholesterol. I can't do karate. Like I've been simulated way too long.
If it was a couple weeks simulated, yeah, maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah. Like can I like go into the real world for January 1st and then stop going
I
after
spend my
January
summers
15th?
in the real world. Weekends and summers.